because we have a opening. Georgia State opened, but we'll discuss Georgia State in a moment. Shawn Elliott has left from the head coach to be the assistant coach at South Carolina, run game coordinator and tight end coach. He left after 7 years, maybe 8 at Georgia State as its head coach. He left 2 days into spring practice. Guardrails.
Yeah.
The coach left. Bro, where you at? Said practice this morning.
Yeah.
He's gone. Entered the
Did you imagine
transfer
that
portal.
team meeting? Cranking up day 3 of spring, coach walks in. Hey, guys, I'm leaving.
I can't hack this generation now. They won't hack it through the tough times. They won't build. There's no loyalty. They're getting tampered with. They're taking the money and better opportunity. 2 days into practice, coach quits to become an assistant. Okay. Give another $2.4 million to Congress, please. Please do it. Thanks. Good God.
Yeah, anyway. Coach. Hey, we got mandatory lift, 5:30 a.m. mandatory run at 7. I'm leaving at 8. I'll talk to you guys later.
I got a staff meeting at 9. That's not on the schedule, Coach. It's in Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
I got to get this flight here, the Delta 755 out.
The separation have never been greater between the group of 5 and the Power 5.
That's just
pretty obvious.
So we've seen both the head coaches of Buffalo and Troy this year went to Alabama.
Buffalo and South Alabama.
South Alabama, not Troy. I'm sorry. South Alabama and Buffalo went to Alabama. Last year we saw the head coach at Kent State go to Colorado, and then he became the head coach at San Diego State this year. I think it's a resume play as much as anything else, but I'm sure it's a little more fun being an assistant. Like, these assistant jobs are pretty good gigs, man. You're making a lot of money. And, Elliott's 50 years old. He obviously has a ton of head coaching experience. 7-6 last year, had an 8-win season. But that might not be the way you get. If he wants a Power 5 head coaching job, a couple years at, if South Carolina gets cracking, then maybe your resume's better. And maybe your lifestyle's better than trying to survive at Georgia State. I don't know. I don't know why Shawn Elliott did it.
Yeah, there's a little something different. There's a little more context as we're starting to learn with.
It's a South Carolina guy too.
Yeah, he's a South Carolina guy. Not only that, his family, at least as of I think a year ago or so, his family had still lived in Columbia, and he was splitting time between Atlanta and in Columbia, South Carolina. So there's a little more sense made to, again, it's kind of like the Chip Kelly move a lot of people made a big deal out of it, and I get it. It was somewhat unprecedented. We haven't seen it a lot, but there is like an individual circumstances situation with some of these jobs. But to me, overall, and Dan mentioned it, I think group of 5 coaches are starting to realize that they have a better chance if they just get into that Power 5 level of getting a Power 5 head coaching job. It used to kind of be like, you want head coaching experience somewhere. So you go to the G5 because that's where you can get it. And then you get promoted up to a lower level, a mid-tier Power 5. And then you get promoted up to, maybe if you do have success, to a high level Power 5 job, and and then NFL onto that, et cetera, et cetera. And it just seems like something's changed there over the last few years. It seems like, and part of it to me is the gap has grown between the group of 5 and the Power 5 in winning consistently at the group of 5 level, in getting players, NIL, transfer portal, all this stuff, is getting more difficult. I remember when Todd Berry, the AFCA executive director, this was like 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when NIL first started, and then transfer movement when they allowed players to transfer immediately once, and play immediately, transfer once and play immediately. I remember him saying, watch G5, it's going to be a farm system. And if you talk to people in the G5 and in the Power 5 right now, guess what? G5 is a farm system in a lot of ways. It's been a farm system for the Power 5. They don't have the NIL resources, and when Power 5 comes calling, a lot of times they do take their best players. And I'm sure that's frustrating for a lot of group of 5 coaches. I'm sure that is frustrating, and it makes it harder to win, thus makes it harder to maybe move up. And I think a lot of them are starting to realize, hey, I got a better chance if I just be on staff at the Power 5 level.